Okay, so this is video number 2. We were doing your vocabulary and we were on word revolution, and we were saying that a revolution is the circular movement of something around an object. Circular like this. But not only circle like a ball that goes around, it goes in a circle and it goes around the sun. Imagine my face is the sun and the planet Earth goes around like this. Like this. Okay. So the next one we have, and I gave you 2 examples in the other video. So remember, 2 sentences in print and the concept in cursive. Okay. And yes, you can write in pen. And as much as I can read it, I don't want pink or orange because those are very difficult to read. Gravity. Okay, this is a fun one. We have talked about gravity before. We were saying at the beginning of the year that gravity is it's something that is around us. If we go back to the book in page 66, it says the force that keeps Earth in an orbit around the sun is called gravity. The sun's gravitational pull on Earth keeps it revolving on its orbit. So gravity is a force. 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 Because it keeps us down. If there wasn't gravity in the world, we would be floating around. Floating, floating. That's why when you jump up. But you go back to the earth because there's something called gravity. Imagine a magnet that pulls you down, and that's called gravity. If there wasn't gravity, then you would be floating around like in the universe videos. Now there's a ton of universe videos that shows how people can jump in the universe in another planets. In the moon, for example, there's videos and people falls very slowly because of the lack of gravity. There's nothing pulling them down. But if we tried that on the earth, we would jump up and we would fall down again. If I throw this, it goes down. It doesn't go up because there's something called gravity that makes things to be pulled down. In the very center of the earth, if my face was a planet, my nose would be the center of the earth, and the gravitational force is in the center of the earth, and it pulls everything to the center. Everything's down. So if I put the charger in here, it's gonna stay in there because of the gravity. But if I put it in here, in my face, in this case, is gonna fall because I don't have a gravity force. But planet Earth has one. So try to imagine if Honduras is in the center of America and it's in the center of the continent. You're walking like this right now. We walk the Earth like this. Crazy, right? We're not walking like this. In the past, people used to think that the Earth was flat, that the Earth was like this. In the Christopher Columbus time. That's why Christopher Columbus went out. He was like, we're going to find the monsters. No monsters. People thought that after the ocean, there was a monster that would kill everybody. But in reality, that doesn't happen. There wasn't such monster around. The earth was a circle, a big circle, a humongous ball. So he was constantly going around and he could never find a monster because there wasn't a monster. So gravity is the force that pulls you down, pulls you. Pulls, pulls you down. That's gravity. Now, what can you use an example for gravity? I am walking on earth with gravity. Or if I throw a ball up, it goes down because of the gravity. Those could be your examples. Hot. Okay, next is axis. If you don't know how to write them, go back to your book. Now, the axis. It says in here, in page 68. As Earth revolves around the sun, it also rotates or spins around in an imaginary line called an axis. So, I don't think that I have a ball in here. Nope. I don't own balls. Sorry. So let's imagine again that that this part of my charger is planet Earth. In the center of the charger, in here, there would be a line that tells you how much the Earth is gonna bend and it's gonna go in circle because of that line. Although if there was an axis, then planet Earth would be in circles like this, and we would have a crazy day and night, 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 because there wouldn't be an order. But there is an order. In the very center of the Earth, crossing across the Earth, there is an imaginary line that makes the Earth goes like this and not like this crazy. The axis is the line that makes the Earth go in circles in one place, because it doesn't do this. It goes like this. So axis would be the line that makes the Earth go in circles in one place. Now you can use an example that the Earth has an axis, or the Earth goes around in circles with an axis, or because an axis. Next we have phases. Not phases like this, but kind of the same with PH. Go back to your book so you know how to write it. If you go to your book in page 70, it says in there, the changing views of the moon are called phases. Now, phases are the different stages or the different forms that something has. For an example, you go through phases. You're a child, you're a baby, then you're a child, then you have a little mustache, that's a phase when you're a teenage, then you have a full mustache when you're old like me, that's another phase. Or in the case of the girls, when you're a baby, your hair is kind of short, then you grow a little older, and when you're a girl, your hair is like in here, and then in the other phase, when you're a teenager, your hair is about here, and then it continues growing and growing unless you cut it. So the different phases are the different forms that something goes through. In the case of the moon, I don't know if you've seen them, but the moon has different phases. It doesn't, oh yeah, it shows in here. See? These are the different phases of the moon. We have full moon, we have new moon, we have first quarter and last quarter. So all those phases of the moon, that doesn't mean that the moon goes bigger and smaller. It just means that it gets away from the sun, and the farther it gets from the sun, the darker it gets. This area is not getting any sun, so there's no light in there, but this area is getting sun. And when the moon gets completely enlightened by the sun, then we have a full moon. So we can write as a concept for phases the different stages, S-T-A-G-E-S, stages of something, or the different forms that something goes through, or the different forms that something has. And you can write in there, the moon has many stages as one of examples. Or you can write, I have many stages from when I'm baby to when I get to be an adult. Later we have asteroids. Now, asteroids, if we go to your book again, remember, every information that you need, it's in here. So we have in there, smaller objects also orbit the sun. They are called asteroids and comets. Asteroids are pieces of rock. Pieces of rocks. Thousands of asteroids are located between the planets Mars and Jupiter. This area is called the asteroid belt. Now, we can write in there that an asteroid is a floating rock. A rock that, because outside the planet Earth there's no gravity, then the rocks can float. They don't fall even if they're really humongous and they're really heavy. So an asteroid would be a floating rock or a piece of rock that is in the space. You can write in there, asteroids can hit the Earth as a sentence. And you can write, asteroids are floating in the space. That was a very easy concept because it's written basically in there. It's written in page 71. Then we have comets. Now, for the concept of comets, I'm going to tell you in the next video. I'm going to post this in, I guess, 3 parts. Okay.